Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my plan with me for August in my bullet journal. If you want to know the supplies that I'm using, I have this bullet journal. It's a Limome and I really like this company. This is the second year that I've bought a Limome journal and I will have the link down below because I just picked this up on Amazon. I also use a Sharpie pen, which is my favorite pen to use because it doesn't smudge and it doesn't bleed through. So I usually use this for all of my writing. And I'm picking a color of just green for August, but I have a bunch of these Crayola Super Tip markers. I got a big pack of them at Walmart for only a couple dollars. It's like a 50 count. And so I use that. I always do my spreads in pencil first before I do them in pen. So whatever type of pencil you want to use. If you are a big reader like myself, you can go check out my video on my book channel. I will have it linked down below. This is my reading journal. And I just did my spread for August and I show you how I did my spread for July and how that works for me. So if you're interested in that, you can go check that out down below. This month's spread is a little bit different than normal because I set up my bullet journal to go hand in hand with this Bible study that I'm doing. This is not a sponsored video at all. I just am doing this with my Bible study Facebook club. And so if you have been looking for a Bible study group or anything like that, you can join. My link is down below. It's just a Facebook group that I put together. And so we're going to be doing this for the next 90 days. And she had in here that you could get a notebook and kind of like build your own planner, but I went through all of the places where she was using a notebook and I kind of just made a bunch of spreads. They're not very fancy spreads, but I made a bunch of pages in my bullet journal so that way I could still use my bullet journal, because one of the reasons why I love my bullet journal is because I use it for everything. I don't want to have like 5 different journals for all of my different areas of life. I have this one and then I have my book one and that's about it. So let's go ahead and I will get into my bullet journal. As you can see, I'll do it just a quick flip through of my July spread. I never use habit trackers. I always try and do them. Like there's some months that I don't do any of them at all. And then some months I try and, just do them again and it just does not work for me. So I'm gonna try and never do habit trackers. Now I did not get to fill out this playlist yet, but I do really like this page and I do have a bunch of songs that I've been listening to here in the month of July, like some favorites that came out. There's a couple from Ed Sheeran, a couple from Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, that type of thing. So I am gonna still fill that out. I did not do any improvement on my YouTube, so this page kind of did not get used at all. I did do a yard sale and I sold a bunch of stuff, but I had just written it down on like a piece of paper and I never went back in and filled this out. I did use this spread a bit and I did do these videos. I just never went back in and highlighted like when I actually did each of them. Now this weekly spread did work out really well for me. So I had my to-do list just randomly. If there was something I had to do on a specific day, I wrote it up here. I loved the little calendar. And then this is my to-buy list and grocery list. And so then I just did the same thing on the next week. And the next week, I just forgot to put any color on it. And then this week, I actually didn't have time, or well, not that I didn't have time, but I just didn't do the top part and I just started writing down things that I had to do and my to-buy list. So that's how my July spread looked. And so we're gonna start on August. I really have been working on just trying to simplify as much as possible because as you see, even when I try and do really cool spreads, they just aren't getting used to begin with. I feel like the most of the time that I use my journal is when I'm just writing down a bunch of lists of stuff. That's when I use my journal the most. So I'm going to try and just keep it as simple as possible since that's pretty much when I use my journal. So in saying that, let's go ahead and start planning for August. And once I have it all set up, I will go through it all and explain why I did certain things different ways. Okay, now here's the final flip through. This kind of calendar worked really well for me last month because I could circle a date where I actually had something and write down exactly what my appointment or event was. So I'm going to do that again this month because my weekly spreads, I usually don't set up until I get to the next week. And if it's something at the end of August, I can make a note here saying that that's coming. I also really enjoyed my YouTube spread from last month, so I kept that and I can write down exactly what videos are coming out on which days. Now, this is the spread that's going to go hand in hand with this book. And so she has us write a personal vision statement, prayer requests throughout the month, scripture memory throughout the month. And so I would like to have these kind of colorful pages while I'm writing different scriptures down. So, and then she also has you write down some affirmations for the month. She has you make both a morning and evening routine for the month. And she says to leave a page open for goals and projects. I thought that this was kind of going to be a brainstorming page. So I kind of just left it open, and whatever I need to write down can go here. It doesn't necessarily have to be goals or projects. Then this is the first weekly spread. I changed it a little bit. Usually I just do a whole list of stuff, but I decided that I'm going to go get kind of Post-it note paper and just kind of stick a piece of paper in here, or just pull a piece of paper out from a different notebook that I have and write my grocery list on that paper and just have it in here, because once I go grocery shopping, I don't need that list anymore. And so instead, I'm gonna try and plan my meals out in my meal plan instead of writing it just on the side. And so I can have my meals here and my grocery list I can get rid of, and I don't have to fill up my bullet journal with just random grocery lists. And then I have a space for events, which should work out when I go back to work in a couple weeks. I can write my work schedule down here. I can write what I need to do on certain days. And especially if there's something that I need to read, maybe there's a special page number or chapter I need to read in here, I can also write that down here in my actual weekly. So I only filled out 1 week because if this doesn't work out for me next week, I will change it around. And so I don't like to fill out my journal too far in advance, just in case I don't really like something that's going on and I can move things around. So this is my whole journal for August, and I hope that you really enjoyed. Definitely check out all those links that I have down below, so that way if you want to join the Bible study group or my book club or anything like that. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in another video. Bye guys!